TBIC, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Parsons, USA. TNS Media Group is the team. So we got a big game this week. The Baltimore Ravens, will play host to the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. Divisional game. Pittsburgh Steelers currently lead the division, the AFC North, at 10-4, with the Baltimore Ravens right behind them at 9-5. The Baltimore Ravens have, a great team. Pittsburgh Steelers have a good team. They kind of was hampered by injuries. Watt is going to possibly play. We don't know. Then you have Pittsburgh. They also are missing their leading receiver going into the game. But still, if you look at this game, this is a divisional game. Whereas a lot of times with divisional games, the record doesn't matter. Injuries doesn't always matter all the time. It's that normally the divisional teams, they play each other very, very hard now on duty. But then, you look at this game, the magnitude of this game. This game is for the actual divisional lead, the AFC North. Both teams are going to play to get that divisional, lead. And with this game, the winner of this game ultimately will, kind of have, the actual. Still be a game separating the two.
Well, who's your pick? With a Steelers win, they lock up the division in Baltimore this week. With a Steelers win, and Steelers have won a lot recently in Baltimore. But a victory there this week gives them the AFC North title.
But if you look at Pittsburgh, they got the Ravens, they got the Kansas City Chiefs, then they got the Bengals.
No, but I'm letting you know though, if they win Sunday, they get the title. They get the AFC North title. They lock up their division.
But they don't really lock it up because it's still a game separating the two. So both these teams got to win out. They got to win probably two of the next three. Because if you look at the Ravens, they got Pittsburgh coming in, and they got the Texans, and they got the Browns. So both of these teams got to probably win out which is going to determine the actual winner of the division. Because like I said, Pittsburgh is 10-4, and Ravens are 9-5.
Yes, but they went out because the division wins. If Pittsburgh wins this Sunday,
yes,
in Baltimore, they win the title.
No, they don't. But they still 3 games left. Because if they win today, if they win Sunday and beat in
Baltimore Ravens, yes.
and beat the Ravens, the Ravens will fall to 9-6, right? But
yes.
then the Ravens win the next 2, which means the Ravens will go to 11-6. And if Pittsburgh lose
because
the next
of division games.
Yeah,
because of division games, that would be mean.
No, I'm saying if the records were the same, it would go down to the divisional the wins against each other. But there's still too many games left for them to determine who's going to be the winner of the actual division. Still 3 games left. Pittsburgh can beat the Ravens this week and then lose 2 games, and the Ravens can win 2 games, and the Ravens would have a 1-game edge on them. So they still got to play. They can't just say, hey, we win this game, we got the division. But outside of that, the Ravens do have a bright spot. They have Lamar Jackson coming in, 3,580 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
But then the Ravens, this is a team that's been a thorn in the Ravens' back for years. Pittsburgh usually goes down there and win. I'm talking about a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about for the past couple seasons, this has been a kryptonite for Lamar Jackson. In order for him to, move on and go further and possibly make it to the playoffs, he has to beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a little hobbled right now with T.J. Watt. He's trying to play Pickens. Mm-hmm. He's trying to come. I'm hearing that he may not play.
Yeah,
and that will be a big blow for Pittsburgh. But then again, like you said, it's a division game and they both know each other. With Pittsburgh being the victor most of the times that they meet up. Baltimore needs this game more than Pittsburgh do. That's my theory. They need this game this Sunday in Baltimore.
I think it's equal pressure, man. I think equal. Both of these teams need this game, man. Because you know why? Because if it flip flops, mm-hmm. if the Pittsburgh Steelers lose, then then which call moves into the divisional lead. So it's like both of these teams are really going to be playing hard. They're going to probably try to not kill each other literally, but they're going to be trying to play for their football lives out there. So my pick, I expect LaMarvelous to be LaMarvelous, as you would say. LaMarvelous, 3,580 yards, 34 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. What we talking about?
That's LaMarvelous.
What we talking about?
But that gets all stopped when Pittsburgh comes in.
And they healthy, and they got that running back there. I mean, and they got one of the top offensive lines in the league, and they got a good defense, good defensive coordinator, and they playing at home. And you got a hobble Pittsburgh still.
But you got to remember, they had all this when they seen Pittsburgh the first time.
Nah,
yes, they did.
No, they played in Pittsburgh. They playing at home with all that, and they healthy.
But you got to remember that Pittsburgh, normally, I'm talking about from prior seasons, Pittsburgh has their number.
Man, but I'm just saying to you,
we'll see Sunday.
Season to season.
If Pickett's is playing,
he's not.
Oh, so he's out.
Watt is questionable. They'll know, before the game or a day before the game.
They basically need both of them brothers to go down there in Baltimore and beat them people. If they don't have them, especially Watt, yeah, it's gonna be a tough sledding. But then again, I always think about the matchups because it's a divisional game.
Yeah.
And these teams both know each other very well. And Pittsburgh is not no trash. They can get it done. They can get it done. As you have been seeing, last game in prior seasons with LaMarvelous at the helm.
Well, if you look at what I'm saying, though, like I said, in my opinion, I expect the Baltimore Ravens to get it done because last week the Pittsburgh Steelers ain't show me nothing. And they had Watt playing. They say they had a receiver, but they didn't. The Philadelphia Eagles, they didn't show too much against Philadelphia. And they're on the road again. They're on the road again going up into Baltimore. Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? They ain't no suckers up there. And you got to play against the MVP caliber quarterback, Lamar Jackson, over 3,500 passing yards. You know what I'm saying? 34 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And 3 interceptions.
And 743 rushing yards with 3 rushing touchdowns.
So I'm saying, and he get done with his legs and however you want to do it. So
yeah,
you know what I
mean? He almost got 1,000 yards with his legs.
Yes, and they had a good rest. They've been rested up, man. So
and that can cripple you too, though. Now.
Oh man, shoot.
That can cripple you too. Too much time off. You know, I had you laxical daisy, and you start to get back into football gear around the third quarter.
No, this is
you got to come out there because Pittsburgh is coming off a loss last week from the Philadelphia Eagles. They're upset about that. They want to get out there and play the football that they had a bad game last week, a very bad game, and they know this. The coach Mike Tomlin is a very good coach. And I'm not saying all this just to say Pittsburgh is going to win. No, you still got to go out there and produce on the field to get the win. But knowing all this, they're going in with a chip on their shoulder. It's not going to be no cakewalk for Baltimore just because it's in their home and they got the LaMarvelous back there with these spectacular numbers of this year performance. No, you still have to play the game. You go in there playing with Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh been popping them. Every time they meet up, Pittsburgh been getting a better outcome from them. And LaMarvelous, no, that could be sitting on the back of the head and cause him to make minor miscues or mistakes like that, knowing Pittsburgh is here. This is not going to be no easy walkover task, Toffee.
Listen, as a famous quote they always say, nobody ever said it was going to be easy, but they got the tools to get it done. You got
yes,
Lamar,
they do.
you got LaMarvelous. I'm going with the home team to win this game, and I think that Lamar Jackson's going to have
I think it's a must-win for Lamar Jackson.
And they better hope that Watt plays, because if he don't play, it's going to be that right side.
But what I'm telling you is, it's a must-win for Lamar. It's a must-win.
I mean, it's a must-win for both teams. Like I said,
it's really not a must-win for Pittsburgh because they goes in there and usually beat them.
But listen, you
talking about the lockup because then they'll essentially be tied up.
Listen,
they'll be tied up. This is not a must-win for Pittsburgh.
Listen, the Ravens got Pittsburgh, and then they got the Texans and the Browns.
Yes.
Right? Opposed to
two beatable. The Ravens do. Okay, the Ravens got that.
Yeah, opposed to the Pittsburgh having the Ravens this week, Kansas City, and the Bengals.
That's a harder schedule than what Baltimore has. Yes.
So let's be clear now. Not knocking C.J. Stroud and the guys, but if they beat Pittsburgh, they're gonna be on the high horse, not see them actually winning the next two, which will propel them up to 12 and 5 in the season, which will ultimately give them probably the divisional lead. But we'll see what happens. Anything else you want to add maybe before we go?
Me personally, I actually think that Lamar shakes this and wins this himself.
Okay, man. There we go.
But I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, Pittsburgh has been a thorn in their side for years, not just this season, for years. They took them down earlier this season with Derrick Henry, that horse that they got in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
They took them down early in the season with the young kids starting Fields. Yes, they did.
Well, the Ravens have a top 5 passing attack and number 1 rushing attack overall with Lamar Jackson and Henry, both of the guys. So,
and we see that Pittsburgh can shut that run down because they just played Philadelphia and Saquon.
No, Saquon got hurt in the second quarter. He still had almost 70 yards.
61. That's
almost
70.
He's still close to 70 yards. No, it was something 67 yards, I believe. We'll fact check to that. But he was out a whole quarter. Let's keep it real. And he wasn't even playing the whole third and fourth. He was letting Gango get some shine. So therefore, he still ran for 60 yards, and he was hurt. So I don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers going to be able to go up there in Baltimore and pull off the win. I look forward to Lamar Jackson having a big game in the divisional game, winning the game with his arm and his legs, and Henry out there, especially if Watt don't play.
Well, mark this, ladies and gentlemen of this audience. We will be back here Monday with the results of that, and I want to, either he was right or he was wrong.
But hold on, you pick.
I picked the Ravens, but I won't be shocked. Would you be shocked to see Pittsburgh win?
No, I wouldn't, but I don't think they're going to win.
Okay, it won't shock me, and I don't think they're going to win. I really can't. I'm kind of on the fence. But if I was a gambling man, which I ain't, but if I was, I would have to take. I would just think the Ravens would got to win this.
You believe in Russell Wilson to go up there and win? You believe in Russell Wilson to go up there and win without his number one receiver?
Why? Because of defense, man. Defense, man. You slow down Henry, you slow down Lamar, you can beat them boys, man.
Man. They gave how many points they gave to the Eagles last week?
27, I think it was. We need to fact check that. It was 17-27 because they won by 14.
Yeah, it was 13-20. They got 27 points to the Eagles.
Yes.
So, and Saquon.
The Eagles have
and Saquon wasn't even playing. So, so if Saquon was healthy, they would have probably give him at least 35. You know what I'm saying? At least they gave him another 50 yards and a touchdown to Saquon. But, man, we'll see what happens, man. It's TBIC, the best in sports entertainment.
The best.
Yo, you already know who it is, man. If you don't know, call your cable provider and get your Wi-Fi fixed, man. It's your boy, Charlie Clips, battle rap GOAT, Wildin' Out legend, man. And it's an honor to be here. You know what I mean? One of the dopest clothing lines they got out right now. You understand what I'm saying? And you see what it say, right? Hollow Man. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm from Harlem. That's where I came from. So, a Harlem man, you know what I mean, had to show up and wear that Hollow Man. You understand what I'm saying? So, man, it's, it's a style. It's not just a style, it's a lifestyle. Make sure you put life in front of style. You know what I mean? And, it's dope, man. The pieces, that I seen in here, pause if needed. You know what I mean? No Diddy, they say now. But if going through the rack over here, the sweatsuits, everything, as soon as I walked in, they blessed me with a sweatsuit, like off the rip. Knew my, one of my favorite colors to get dressed in. They knew what I probably come in here looking for and just passed it to me. You know what I mean? Even threw me some kicks to go with it because I had on my Jordans, them blue and white things. And they even, gave me some sneakers. Y'all can see what's going on over here. You understand what I'm saying? So, man, it's crazy, man. It's dope. You know what I mean? I'm going to be supporting it down the line and everything, man. So, make sure y'all holler at them, man. Make sure y'all holler at them. Make sure y'all holler at them. Get your best drip. Get your finest. You know what I mean? Not just sweatsuits, jackets, coats, leather jackets, leather trench coats, stuff you never seen before. You understand what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's fire. I know a lot of clothing lines better than this one. Psych, I lied.